Hi good people, I hope you're doing well. Last week I made a promise and I'm here to keep it. We had our step family question and answer series, and the issue was two overwhelmed stepmoms who were so fed up by that role because it was not only affecting their relationship with their stepkids, it was also affecting their relationship with their husbands. So their marriage was going down and the relationship with their stepkids was just an uphill task. And I gave out some strategies that they could use. If you didn't catch that, it's linked in the video. But one of the strategies that I talked about was, as a stepmom, you can disengage. And I said it is a delicate strategy to implement. You need to learn more about it, and that is what I am here to do. Today, we are going to talk about disengaging as a stepmom. How do you know that it is the right time for you to disengage as a stepmom? Because if you don't do it well, it will look like rejection. If you don't do it at the right time, you'll be giving up, and it will also not turn out well for you. So let's get into it. Because of its delicate nature to disengage, especially for us Africans, where a child belongs to the village, to the community, and when an adult talks about disengaging, it might be interpreted in the wrong way. So allow me again to read what disengagement is, word for word. Disengaging is a thoughtful, planned strategy in which a stepmom hands the parenting and caretaking responsibilities back to the bio dad in an attempt to improve herself, her marriage, and her relationship with the kids. So the things that come out of this definition that are very clear. First, it is thoughtful. You don't wake up one day and say, today I disengage, tomorrow I come back. So it's not something that you just do out of the blue. It is planned. It is thought about. You reflect. What have you done? What are the resources you have used? What are the challenges that you have gotten? Is there support that you could have used that you have not explored? So it is thoughtful and planned. So also this means you will have this discussion with your husband, who is their bio dad, because you will be handing over the big chunk of parenting and caretaking responsibilities back to them. So there will be a discussion. You just don't wake up with nil by mouth and you think that is disengagement. At the end of the day, disengagement is for positivity of the family, positivity of the relationship with your husband, and positivity for the relationship you have with the kids. So during this time, you will re-energize, refocus, and you will also have time with your husband to discuss the children, the caretaking, the parental responsibilities, the roles, and you might need to actually define them, shift them in a way that will work for the family and not get you overwhelmed. So now that we know it is a thoughtful, planned strategy, and it's also something that you talk about with your husband, we know that it's not just you wake up one day and say, oh, I've disengaged. No, it is a process that you go through. You evaluate yourself, you talk about it, you plan around it, and then you decide to do it. How do you know that it is the right time for me to disengage? What are some of the signs as a stepmom when you feel them or see them will tell you, okay, girl, I think it's time to disengage? The first sign is when you feel anger and resentment about being a stepmom all the time. Maybe because you are overwhelmed, because it's not going the way you thought it's supposed to be, you're not getting support. I mean, all the time this thing about being a stepmom is just making you angry, you're feeling hurt. That is time to disengage, because hurt people hurt people. From this space, if you don't take care of it, you're actually going to even hurt your stepkids, hurt the people around you, and your productivity in the things that you do will be a mess. Now, the second sign that also shows that it's time to disengage as a stepmom is when you are more invested in changing the behavior of your stepchild than their bio dad is. Okay, I know for women, most of us, at times we think we are the fix-it people. Yeah, we want to fix everything, and we think that I am doing this for the best of the child. Remember, I talked about borrowed authority in the last video that I shot on the stepmoms. I talked about borrowed authority. Your authority as a stepmom is borrowed. It's not that much. So there's no way you can be so invested in changing this child more than the person who has 100% authority is invested in. You're going to hit a tough wall, especially if he is also not supporting you, and it's going to be a difficult journey. So when you find that you're the one who is invested in changing that child, you are the one who is invested in the rules, you are the one who is a chief disciplinarian, girl, it's time to disengage. The next sign that shows, okay, it's time to disengage, is you find yourself investing a lot of time and energy to be a good stepmom than even being a good wife or being good to yourself. If you're a bio mom to your children, you are not even investing time in your own kids. As in, this role of being a stepmom has taken everything about you. So when you find that you have put in everything in it to be a great stepmom, it's time to step back, because there's more to you than just being a stepmom. A stepmom is just one of the other roles that you have as a woman. There are other things that make you you, that also still need you, and you have neglected them. So if that's the case, then it's also a sign that you need to take a step back. And lastly, when you find that your worth as a woman, your value, your self-esteem is wrapped around the relationship you have with your stepchild, that when it's good, your self-esteem is high. When it's not good, your self-esteem is lowered. When you find that you are a slave of that relationship, then it's also a sign that it's time to just step back and reevaluate. Those are the 4 signs that can support you into just knowing, okay, maybe I need to step back as a stepmom and hand over the parenting and caretaking duties to my husband, and reflect on what other ways we can make our relationship work, what other ways I can make the relationship with the children work, and even if I am to come back again, I'll come back on which roles, which ones will I take, which ones won't I take. As a couple, what can we do together now that also the bio parent will have experienced the caretaking and parenting duties? You can now sit down as a couple and decide what will work for us now that we have both experienced it, and now that you have also taken your break. How do we live as a couple and build an emotionally healthy and balanced step family unit? So I hope that helps, and I hope this enables you to understand disengaging as a stepmom as a strategy for you.